Hi Aries, this is your January 2019 General Tarotscope, and we will cover mostly love and career and anything else that pops up. If it does not resonate, reminder it is a general reading. Check your sun, moon, rising, see how that goes. Leave a comment below. For this month, I am doing private readings at $30, so definitely take advantage of that. And the information for that is going to be available in the description box, so make sure to take a look at that. My format is to do two spreads. The first one is to see where we are, kind of now, very, very general, recent past, near future, intellectually, like where we are mentally, and then emotionally as well. And then the next one will go into what is happening in the month, and we'll break it down on a weekly basis. Now, energy is fluid, so what is coming up, for example, the third week of January may not exactly happen on the third week of January. It may happen a little bit before or after. So just keep in mind that whenever you are watching this video is exactly when you're supposed to be watching. If in the spreads it's like too love oriented, I'll pull a few cards for career and vice versa. If it's too career oriented or it's not really coming up, then I'll pull some out for love. I've got the romance angels here as well, so we can always take a look at that. So let's get started. Where we are now, we've got the Queen of Cups. And then before we had Two of Swords, we have Five of Pentacles in front of us, Knight of Swords, and Knight of Cups. Okay, so Aries, right now you seem to be happy. You maybe are out there partying, makes sense, New Year. Let's see here. In a recent past, we have the Two of Swords. So perhaps we're coming out of an idea of how things should have been, could have been. Any of those shoulda, coulda, woulda situations is usually what I'll see with the Two of Swords here. I don't normally draw clarifiers for this because this is in the past. The only thing we can do is learn from them. I don't see too much about that. I want to, this card usually, this woman is alone, right? So no one else is here with her. She has the opportunity to put the swords down and take the blindfold off. So whatever happened in the past that had you feeling stuck or confused, know that you are moving through it. Not over it, through it, because you're definitely putting in the work. And, just remember that a lot of the times we will create problems that may or may not exist, right? So definitely want to avoid getting too far in there. And I do think that we are making progress because we have the Queen of Cups here. And, she's happy. This is emotional fulfillment. I don't see necessarily, you're hoping to get an offer. You may be in a relationship right now, and you're either going to make an offer or you're going to be receiving one. That's at least what you're thinking of. You've got the Knight of Swords, and so this offer you want to happen quickly. Okay, this is one of the fastest moving knights, right? And so with the Knight of Cups, you're really big on movement right now, which makes sense. You are an Aries. My concern here is the Five of Pentacles that we're looking at in front of us. Perhaps these offers that you're expecting or this communication that you're expecting doesn't happen. So you feel left out in the cold. You're like, what is going on? You had both the mental and the emotional assurance that it was going to happen, and then it doesn't, right? It could also be that after the holidays, you're trying to maybe not spend as much. You might have spent a lot, and so you may be trying to recover from holiday spending. I'm going to get a couple clarifiers to this, though. So this looks like it was a breakup, some kind of separation. Maybe you ran into somebody over the holidays. Sometimes those people will come around. Mercury retrograde. Mercury went direct in the beginning of December, but you could still have had, something that you're kind of reeling from. Maybe you saw something online. But this is what we're looking at. So perhaps maybe what you think is that things are going well, and then this offer doesn't come through. So, my advice at least to that would be, don't be so stuck on the outcome. Focus more so on the journey. What is it that you're learning? What are good things coming from your experience? Perhaps there's something that you need to work on before you have this offer into your relationship. There's something, so you're going to be the one receiving this, or you were thinking that you were going to be receiving this. You may have recently gotten, a loan, finances, some kind of bonus. anything like that where, you know, it was a gift that was given to you and it was financial or at least material. That's kind of what we have there. I'm getting the sense that you kind of know that this is coming, this non-offer, but it's almost like you just want to get through this faster. Maybe there's an opportunity for you to skip over this part. That's kind of how I'm feeling, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to, you know, things like this, they're on a need to happen basis, right? Like, we don't, as people, go through things just because. We go through everything for a purpose. There really isn't any mistakes. And so, you know, what we're going to be facing here, maybe actually you do receive this and it's not what you wanted. Maybe it's half of the offer that you were expecting. Let me see here. So you do? Okay, so, you know, these are our cards for what's happening in the near future. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles, followed by Three of Swords, heartbreak, followed by the Wheel of the Year, ending and beginning of a new cycle, followed by the Tower. So this tells me, I'm kind of picking up on Pisces. Maybe that you were dating a Pisces, seeing a Pisces, talking to a Pisces. A Pisces may be somewhere here, or a water sign, given that we've got the Queen of Cups here. My feeling is that we had an idea of how things wanted to happen, and we wanted to do this very quickly, in a very Aries fashion, right? I have my Venus in Aries, so I kind of do that with relationships a little bit. So I completely understand, you know, just like seeing something and just driving. You know, you want it, right? But, you know, you might have to take a second and step back. You're going to have a time to sober up, in a matter of speaking, because you're going to be left out in the cold. But then you'll be able to see that you have the opportunity to rebuild. I don't personally see the Tower as a bad card. I think this is a great card. It's an opportunity. It's almost like a second chance, right? Because you can still see that the foundation is intact. The only thing that really is coming off is the top. But you've gotten the hardest part done, right? So, you know, your foundation is good. You don't have to worry about that. In terms of, you know, this could also be finance related because we've got the King of Pentacles. So perhaps you're trying to be a person that's focused more on the home. So this could have been, you know, someone that you were married to, or someone around you may have gone through this breakup, and so you're trying to help them rebuild. Perhaps I'm seeing this is almost like entirely a relationship reading though, so I don't know that I would be able to bring out any clarifiers to make it career, so I can pull that up for sure when we break it down on a weekly basis. So this is kind of to give you an idea, recap a little bit. This is where we are now with current energies at this time when you're listening to it. So right now you are a combination of excuse me, Queen of Cups and Six of Pentacles. So on the receiving end of this offer, or giving, Six of Pentacles can be giving. And then we go down to the Five of Pentacles. So yes, disappointment. It wasn't what you wanted. And, you know, it was just one of those things like, why didn't I see this before? Because we had this. So it's almost like, you know, that there were red flags that were ignored, only to lead to this where you just can't ignore it at that point. And I want to say that this Knight of Swords is a communication that pushes this here, this Five of Pentacles and Three of Swords, so that we have the Magician follow the Tower. So this is necessary, okay? This could be anything. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic. But, you know, just know that this heartbreak that you are feeling, almost like a betrayal, like theft, like you stole from me, like you took from me, like I invested so much in you for what? Like I'm kind of getting, it's like you lied to me. This wasn't what I thought it was, or, you know, actually I don't want this anymore. I thought that I did, but it's for the opportunity for you to have a new beginning and to be able to manifest the reality that you're looking for in terms of this ideal partner, in terms of this job or living situation. Living situation for some reason just came up. Perhaps, you know, the King of Cups, maybe you're looking for a move. Maybe you want to move out. You want to do this quickly. Something along those lines where there's speed to this, but also you're not too, you know, it doesn't feel good, but you're not too surprised that it's there, just know that underneath this, because there's several layers, right? There's 4 layers until you get to the Magician. Just know that you'll get through it and you'll be okay. All right? So that's a general. Let's move over to the week by week in a second here. One of the reasons that I'm doing it that way is splitting it up so that we have both, kind of like a general of what's going on now versus like what to expect, is because sometimes that's what we're looking for, but we can't always do that with one spread. So that's kind of why I spread it out, at least, with readings I've done with friends and family. It does help to do several spreads, which is, depending, of course, on how the conversation goes. If you would like a private reading, we can always talk about that. All right, so there are 5 weeks in January. We are in Capricorn season right now, and I'm going to be transitioning to Aquarius right around the middle. So I know that has been a big week for the air signs. I just did their reading. Okay, so, all right, so sometimes what we'll find is that the first reading could resonate with one part, and then the second reading can resonate with a different part. So this is a fairly different reading than what we just saw, but as we clarify, we may actually find connections. So where you are mentally for the month of January is the Queen of Pentacles. So you are bursting with opportunity and you're focused on your career. Perhaps what happens, what I'm thinking, maybe this heartbreak that happened in this last reading that we just did will happen sooner rather than later. Some kind of disappointment, or you find something out, and then you're just like, I'm going to focus on my money and I'm going to get this right. I am self-sufficient and I don't need to depend on anyone else, right? So that's kind of the vibe of this card. She is having a grand time. I don't know if you can actually see it there, but she's also pregnant, so there's no opportunities here. We are 1 pentacle short of the 10 of Pentacles, so you're really close to getting to the next level that you're looking at. Now this is where you are mentally. This is what your focus is on. Emotionally, you're definitely looking at home, happiness, having a good time, with a 4 of Wands here, right? And so with it being also a wand, you and Aries, it makes sense that you're definitely feeling as close to, at least, as your power as you possibly can, although you may be a little bit disoriented if the last reading applied to you in terms of, your emotions. So the first week we're looking at the Chariot. So it's a balance of, in this card at least, he is balancing the white horse and the black horse going in different directions. And the purpose is for the guy on the Chariot to be going straight, right? So it's really wrangling. It could be good and evil, right and wrong, one decision versus another. It's finding that balance. Or you could be working with or interested in a Cancer. Cancer could be in your life first week. We have a very, very happy second week of January with the 10 of Cups. See a happy family here. Although we have kind of a little bit of a turn towards the end of the month. The third week we have the Ace of Wands. So this is the start of something new. Could be new opportunities, new job, new venture, creativity. Perhaps you have the idea to write a book or something like that. So, the first 3 weeks were looking really well. This could also mean some exciting January action. Then the fourth week, we are looking at the 10 of Wands. And so there may be burdens that you're feeling, perhaps towards work, maybe towards the institution. I'm not sure how long winter breaks are. Maybe you're looking to go back to school and you're just like, oh man, I don't really want to go back to that. So, I know I've been there. It's definitely a lot of work. And then on the fifth week, we've got the Temperance card, just card of Sagittarius. So you could be working with a Sagittarius, or there may be travel towards the end of the month, or there's something that you are waiting on that you need to learn to be patient and have balance. Okay, so let's get some clarifiers. Okay, you might be dealing with an air sign. 7 of Wands. I swear, everybody has gotten this card. Okay. Seven of Swords, another one. 10 of Swords, okay. So, this heartbreak is going to happen. There's a disappointment happening towards the end of January. Something was said to you, or you said something that may have bothered someone, but you blow over it because you're able to harness both sides, of the, both parties that may have been upset by Page of Swords, or what we are looking at is a younger air sign and a Cancer you're dealing with. Week 2, we've got the King of Swords, so this air, this communication may have carried over, but suddenly, it's better. This could be at work. Then there's conflict in the middle of the month. So although we've got a lot of fire, oh my gosh. So we have fire, a lot of fire the 3rd week of January. So there's a lot of action. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of fast movement. This new endeavor that you are in, that you find yourself in, is going to have you feeling a little bit defensive. A combination of defensive, but also a little bit abrasive, right? So emotions are definitely going to be high here. Not necessarily like cuss, more just like that fiery kind of emotion, right? Like those fiery feelings. Come the 4th week, you realize that maybe there was too much. Because now you feel very burdened. And so you're thinking of just taking your losses, but you don't because we've got the 10 of Swords. So what I'm seeing here is that even though mentally and emotionally you're focused on action, no, I take that back. Mentally you're focused on your money, your career, but then your heart is like, no, I want my relationship. I want all these things to move. I don't want any more stagnation. And towards the end of the month, we realize that kind of bit us in the butt because we overlooked some really, really important things. For the sake of defense or attacking and being aggressive, not attacking in a negative way, but just kind of like, going for the thing that you want, it may have been more than you could chew in this month. Your money looks great. That's a good thing. But perhaps it's finding that balance. I'm getting balance here, mostly because of the Temperance card here at the end, and then the Chariot in the beginning. That balance is going to be your entire thing, but your career holds you over, so that's kind of the thing that keeps you sane, right? So given that we're starting January off in Capricorn season, which is having us go into organization and getting our money right and making sure our T's are crossed and I's are dotted, it seems like there's things that we're still dealing with that we need to deal with in order to get to that emotionally fulfilling relationship that we're looking for here. Let's get some romance cards. This feels really heavy, kind of like a whirlwind. So you may be experiencing that in this month. I mean, your money's right, but your career's not going to get up and leave you or disappoint you. But it looks like you're going to be experiencing that. I mentioned this in another video. This is almost like a blessing in disguise. It's better that you figure out who you can and can't trust as opposed to never knowing and getting taken advantage of, right? So just keep that in mind while you're going through this. There's always, I have a Sag moon, so I'm kind of like a serial optimist. There's always a silver lining. There's grass can be greener on the other side, but just be careful that you don't, dwell too much on that betrayal. Although it kind of looks like you saw it coming, you wanted to kind of, right over, and it didn't really work. Okay, I'm just going to be honest there. I'm going to call it for what I see. So it looks like there may be a little bit of codependency in this relationship. It's very passionate, so I can see this 10 of Cups where it comes from, where it feels so good. But this is actually going to be really good for you because you're going to have the opportunity to take a step back and take control over your life, what you're doing, how you're feeling. I got codependency, passion, and free yourself here. So, I think that this month, emotionally at least, you're going to learn some things, which is always great to get those taken care of at the beginning of the year. So, come summertime and cuffing season at the end of the year, like, you're going to be fine, right? You don't have to deal with this. And it's always really great, once you're starting, you have those intentions. And so it's just kind of like doing your laundry, taking out the garbage. Like, it's those things that have to happen, right? So let me see here. Is there anything else? Kind of feel like this reading is incomplete. Like there's more, which makes sense because there's red flags that were ignored, and nonetheless, we find ourselves, needing to find balance. So sometimes there isn't more. Okay, sometimes what you see is what you get. So in terms of this person that maybe is breaking your heart, let that, be an opportunity for you to pick better too. Okay. So I've got the World. Yeah, exactly what I said. This is a completion for you. This is not the end either, because the Ten of Swords is followed by, new opportunities and new beginnings. Okay, so have faith. You're going to be fine. You're going to be completely fine. Just know that this is necessary in order for you to have that new love come in, because it is your focus emotionally. That's what you want. All right. Thanks, Aries. Let me know what you think. Hopefully it resonates. If you would like a private reading, let me know. I am happy to do those for you. Like I said, $30 this month. And then I am also available on instantgo, which I will post in the description box below. Thanks so much. See you next month.